Hey guys, Hero here. Survivor Series is just around the corner. It's about a week away from today when I'm recording this. And I was thinking to myself, since there is a Survivor Series tournament going on right now, what does WWE 2K16 think is going to happen? But before we get into the 2K16 prediction, you can see my predictions right here. I have Roman Reigns facing Dean Ambrose in the finals, and I'll break that down for you and what I think is going to happen in my prediction during this video, and you guys could just look at WWE's prediction as this video goes on. So my prediction for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship Survivor Series tournament, I have Roman Reigns going to the finals to face Dean Ambrose. Most of you who watched that Seth Rollins injury update video that I did know what my prediction was, but I'm gonna break out some storylines of what I think is gonna happen with this title tournament. So the matches that already happened, they happened on last week's Raw and SmackDowns. We had Roman Reigns beat Big Show, no surprises there. Cesaro beat Sheamus. Alberto Rio beat Stardust, no surprises there. Kalisto beat Ryback, that's a bit of a shocker. Titus O'Neil lost to Kevin Owens. Neville beat King Barrett. Dolph Ziggler beat The Miz. And Dean Ambrose beat Tyler Breeze. All that sounds right, pretty much, except for the Kalisto match. So what I'm assuming is they're going to do, they're going to have the quarterfinals all on Raw this coming week. 4 matches, that being Roman Reigns, Cesaro, Alberto Rio, Kalisto, Kevin Owens, Neville, and Dolph Ziggler, Dean Ambrose on Raw. And then Survivor Series, they'll probably have the semis and then the finals. That's how I would do it anyways, but who knows, they might put those matches on SmackDown. But anyways, on to my predictions. I'm going to have Roman Reigns beat Cesaro. I would love to see Cesaro go to the finals and be the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but it would make no sense to push him. He's been pretty much jobbing out to everybody left and right for a very long time now. Roman Reigns is the guy you have to push to get to the finals. That's the way it has to be. He's the guy, and for what I want to happen, it makes sense. So we'll get into that as we get to the finals. Alberto Rio versus Kalisto. It could either go either way, but I think it'd be a lot smarter if Kalisto actually picked up the victory against Alberto Rio. Obviously, Kalisto picked up a victory against Ryback, which is kind of strange. It's like, why would you have Kalisto beat Ryback unless you want him to go for a long run? Not too long, but long enough, you know? Having him beat Ryback is a shock itself. Having him beat the United States champion, who just came back to beat John Cena in a title tournament for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, is a big shock. And I think it would be perfect time for Kalisto to beat Alberto Rio, depending what they're doing with Del Rio's character, you know, as this Mex-American. Kalisto is Mexican in the eyes of WWE. He's actually from like Illinois or something, I believe, but he's billed from Mexico City. You could have your luchador wrestler, your underdog, a la Rey Mysterio, facing off against the big brooding force in Alberto Rio. So you could have this underdog beat Alberto Rio. That makes him lose his mind. And then later in the Roman Reigns Kalisto match, you could either have Alberto Rio or Zeb Coulter get involved to cost Kalisto the match. Or you could have Roman Reigns win clean, doesn't really matter, but what I would do is have Alberto Rio cost Kalisto his match with Roman Reigns, just distract him a bit, and then that way you could build up to a Alberto Rio Kalisto feud in the next coming months for the US title. That way you have a face Mexican American versus, you know, the heel Mexican American, depending on that's how they want to do it. That's what I do. I'd have the underdog go up against Alberto Rio for the United States Championship. He doesn't necessarily have to attack him in this Survivor Series thing. Just beating him might drive Alberto Rio crazy and want a rematch. And, you know, you could have, everybody loves the underdog story. And I think Kalisto, it's time for him to start moving into the more singles things and get away with Sin Cara and the Lucha Dragons, honestly. So that's what I do with him. And then I'd have him lose to Roman Reigns, but put on a really, really good fight with Roman Reigns. You know, almost to the point where the fans think Kalisto's going to win. But then you have your typical spot. Kalisto goes for one of the springboard moves. Reigns catches him midair with the spear. Everyone goes home happy. That's how you have to do that. Roman Reigns goes on to the finals. Move on to the next side. We have Kevin Owens versus Neville, which is for sure going to be a good match. They always put on great matches with each other. Kevin Owens obviously going to win that one. I can't see them giving it to Neville. Kevin Owens is too much of a powerhouse, and the way they've been building him up, you can't have him lose to Neville, who has been feuding on and off with Stardust. You know, it'd be kind of weird. So have Kevin Owens. I have Kevin Owens going through. Dean Ambrose versus Dolph Ziggler, the battle of the fan favorites, pretty much. You could put either way, but for my story to work, I'd rather have Dean Ambrose beat Dolph Ziggler. So you have Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. You got your face and your heel on one side, and then, you know, the Roman Reigns Kalisto, you have your face / least fan favorite, depending where you are, and Kalisto the underdog. So it builds up perfectly. You know, you have the underdog versus the big man Roman Reigns, and you got the heel versus the babyface Dean Ambrose Kevin Owens, which would be a good match. I'd have Dean Ambrose beat Kevin Owens to go to the finals to face his Shield brethren and Roman Reigns, but I'd have Kevin Owens pick apart a body part on Dean Ambrose, possibly the knee, doesn't really matter, just something so Ambrose is going in as another underdog against Roman Reigns, even though you're an underdog against Roman Reigns no matter who yeah, you can come in 100% and Roman's can come in 50%. You're still the underdog against Roman Reigns, the way they build them in WWE. But you have Kevin Owens lose. Eventually, Dean Ambrose is able to fight off his lingering injury that Kevin Owens has been picking apart, hits him with the dirty deeds, picks up the victory, maybe a roll-up, who knows. Goes to the finals. Kevin Owens, upset with the loss, takes out a weapon or something or other, does a pop-up powerbomb on the apron, perhaps, on Dean Ambrose. So Dean Ambrose is going in to the Survivor Series final, worse for wear, against Roman Reigns. They kind of have a thing backstage, you all right, man? You think you could continue with our match tonight? And Dean Ambrose, being the tough guy he is, he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. So they go into this match, and this is how you build this up. You have Roman Reigns. You could do it two ways. The way you could have like technically a super turn if you wanted. This is how I do it. You have Roman Reigns, take it easy a bit. He doesn't want to hurt his friend, whatever. And then all of a sudden he picks apart whatever body part Kevin Owens is working on, which is smart. It's what he should do. He wants to be WWE champion. He tells Dean Ambrose this beforehand, I'm not going to take it easy on you. So he starts picking him apart. The fans go crazy. They start booing Roman Reigns. They want Dean Ambrose to win. Dean Ambrose getting so close to winning. He's about to win the match. And all of a sudden the Authority come out. They do something to Dean Ambrose. Roman Reigns picks up the victory. 1, 2, 3. The crowd completely shits on him now. Not only was he picking apart one of his best friends, now he's turning his back on one of his best friends just so he can finally become the WWE Championship, the title that's been just in his grasp multiple times and he couldn't get it. And it's so perfect that it's happening at Survivor Series as well, because if you go back to, I believe it was 1998, if I'm not mistaken, The Rock had a similar heel turn against Mankind, except Mankind was Vince's guy, but technically he wasn't. It was actually The Rock. It was all a ruse. And, that's when Corporate Rock became into existence. This is so perfect. It's just like, how history repeats itself? Roman Reigns is part of Rock's family. Roman Reigns finally turns. It's what's best for business. He has to turn heel. Because I was thinking about it before in the other video, the Seth Rollins video. I was like, it could be Dean Ambrose, but it doesn't make any sense to have Dean Ambrose turn heel because no one would be pissed off at Dean Ambrose. Because you have your smarks in the crowd or whatever. You have the kids. The kids, some people cheer for Roman Reigns, but everybody cheers for Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, except for me. Dean Ambrose, never gets booed wherever he goes. So if he turns heel on Roman Reigns, all the I guess you call them real wrestling fans, whatever the hell you want to call them, the keyboard warriors, are going to cheer for Dean Ambrose even more. He's going to get a huge pop. But if Roman Reigns turns on Dean Ambrose to become the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, it's going to be a shitstorm of boos. And that's exactly what they got to do. Then leading up, you go to the Royal Rumble, you go to whatever pay-per-views are up next. You have Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose fight, a couple of fights, a couple pay-per-views, maybe 2 or 3 in a row. Royal Rumble winner, Brock Lesnar. And then you get your rematch at WrestleMania. You get Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. This time they switch roles. You have Roman Reigns as the face, or Roman Reigns as the heel, and Brock Lesnar as the face. Technically it was that way, but built on paper, Roman Reigns was the face last year, not the heel. So you have Roman Reigns as a heel, Brock Lesnar as a face, because Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble, of course. And then you have a battle of the monsters, essentially. This time Roman Reigns goes over strong, though, as he should. And that's exactly how I would do Survivor Series, but as you can see throughout this video, you saw how WWE picked Survivor Series to go down, and it has Cesaro going all the way to the finals to beat Dean Ambrose. That'd be a thing. I'd love to see Cesaro win, but I think this is the best way to build up storylines. You'd have the Kalisto, Kalisto versus Alberto Rio for a month or two. Roman Reigns versus Dean Ambrose to carry you to WrestleMania until you have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I think it's the perfect way to do things. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Would you do something differently? If you would, go ahead and write it down, and I'll be sure to read it. So I'm HeroTheyCallMe. If you guys enjoyed the video, you know what to do. I'll catch you in the next one. Hey guys, Hero here. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, give it a like. And if you really liked it, subscribe for more. And if you really, really, really liked it, you could send a monthly donation to my Patreon account. The link is somewhere up here, somewhere there, I don't know. It's also in the description below, so feel free to check that out. And of course, if you want to stay in touch with yours truly, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, it's all at HeroTheyCallMe. So go look that up, follow me on that, and we could have a little chit-chat online. So anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.